Okay, finishing up with Daryl Rundis, and we're going to go on to your phone calls here and a bunch of other news. Daryl, you were talking about your Facebook. Fire that out for folks that want to find it. And also, when are you going to launch this website so I can have you on to talk about the new...
Yeah, we're looking at T-minus 24 days, so we're ready to go with You Do News at the end of July, and we're really excited about it. We've had some tremendous breakthroughs, syncing up all the CDNs and making sure that it's going to be hacker-proof, and it's going to be able to handle the bandwidth that we're going to need to stream all those videos.
Well, I'm excited to push it. YouDoNews.com. Very, very exciting, Daryl.
Yeah, in fact, I want to finish this last scripture because, once again, it's very telling. And I'm going to go back to verse 11. It says, "For this
We'll start over because some stations don't carry that last 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, it says, "The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan, displayed in all kinds of counterfeit miracles, signs, and wonders, and in every sort of evil that deceives those who are perishing. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion," or drinking the Kool-Aid, as you call it, "so that they will believe the lie, and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth, but have delighted in wickedness." And that's the bottom line. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who call themselves Christians, but they're buying the lie. They delight in the wickedness. They're not believing that Child Protective Services, will show up and take your kids without any warrant, without any notice, that, the cap and tax, or they should call it the cap and control bill, is being passed even as we speak. The hate crime legislation, the cyberbullying bill, all these things are designed to usher in the new world order and a one world government, a one world currency. And if they don't believe it, they're going to be caught unaware. And when they're caught unaware, they're going to be wishing they would have listened to guys like you.
Well, Daryl, we'll talk to you as soon as you launch that and have you back on. God bless you and take care.
Likewise, man.
All right, I'm just going to go to your calls for the rest of the show and hit a few important news items here. It's almost like running in place. I know we're having a big effect. I know we're reaching a lot of people. But it's almost like ridiculous. I've got to beg and plead and document and show people. I mean, there's openly a world government being set up. They're openly robbing and stealing everything. They're involved in every corruption you can imagine. They've been caught lying millions of times. And a lot of people are waking up and getting involved, but a lot of other people aren't. They're fighting us. And it's because the New World Order, Joseph Goebbels said, good propaganda just speaks to people's laziness. They speak to what people want to hear and want to believe. And people want to believe everything's fine. They want to believe their government's good. They want to believe everything's, I mean, it's upsetting to know they're criminal. It's upsetting to know it's out of control. It's very disconcerting to know that the media hypes up abuses by terrorists or political groups they don't like, but doesn't hype up they're grabbing people to put them in prison, kidnapping people's kids. People take it that their kids were taken for no reason, like it's no big deal. I mean, our very survival instincts have been drummed out of us. It's just outrageous. If we're already putting up with this, and the establishment is just full steam ahead, coming after our liberties, I mean, how bad is it going to get? And Thomas Jefferson said tyranny will be as bad as you let it become. That's paraphrasing. The level of tyranny you will live under will be the exact amount you basically accept and put up with. And people think the economy's bad now. 600,000 people on average losing their jobs every month, month after month. You think the economy's bad now with California going into default and collapsing? This is the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And it's horrible to see society falling apart. And then the so-called safety net is really like a big bug zapper to fry everybody. All right, let's go to the calls. Gary and Mash, you're on the air.
Alex, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for holding, Gary. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It was quite a long hold, and I did some research while I was holding. I want to cover a couple topics, and if we could have a little bit of an interactive dialogue, I'd really appreciate it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, first topic. On July 4th, the Sci-Fi Channel ran 42 episodes of The Twilight Zone. And one of the episodes, not that I watched them all, I only caught one episode, but It was amazing. It was called The Obsolete Man. Have you heard of that?
Say it again.
Okay, it's called The Obsolete Man, and the star of the show was Burgess Meredith, 1961, June 2nd, 1961.
No, I've played The Obsolete Man here before. It's a socialist communist society. They call him in and they go, "You are obsolete as a librarian." And then basically he shows the whole guy up by wanting his execution to be on television, and shows what a coward the state was. And so they remove him as well.
Exactly, and the guy who was in charge of the state, who he locked in the room with him, the librarian starts reading from the Bible, Psalm 23, Psalm 53, and the guy from the state's just sitting there getting more and more nervous. His leg is shaking. He starts smoking, and finally he begs.
What's his name? He goes, Mr. whatever his name is. Yeah, pull up the Twilight Zone.
Mr. Wordsworth was the...
Mr. Wordsworth, you are obsolete. And he's like getting on. Yeah, pull up The Obsolete Man, Twilight Zone, and we'll play a clip of that. Okay, you want to have a dialogue, but go ahead. Yes, I've seen the episode.
Yeah, he says, "In the name of God, let me out of here." And right then, Wordsworth obliges, lets the guy in charge of the state out of the room. Wordsworth himself gets all blown up and killed. But then when the chancellor gets back into the state, all of the people strip him of his power, because one of their big laws was God doesn't exist. And because he asked for God's help to get out of that room before it blew up, he himself was named a criminal. Which,
ladies and gentlemen, this has happened in hundreds of other countries. As soon as they pass a hate crime bill, the Soviet Union invented this 80 years ago, 80 plus. As soon as they do this, hate crime, hate speech, this has all been done in the Soviet Union. As soon as they get rid of the Bill of Rights, as soon as they start violating free speech, it's all gone. You know, now a lot of cities don't even give you a free speech zone. They just say protest or banned. And then now, oh, you can't write that. You can't say that. I mean, it's in the New York Times. It's in the Washington Post, calling for restrictions on free speech. The CEO of News Corporation, Rupert Murdoch's head guy, said arrest bloggers last week. And, yeah, it's a great point you make. Your other point was?
Yeah, other point. I think that your frustration, we share your frustration. We need to have an action plan. I want to propose a few things. Get some more actors and actresses on your show as much as possible, because our dumbed-down, Florida drinking society needs to hear from those that they look up to that you are for real, that this thing is happening, and that we've got to do something to stop it, number one. Number two, get some uncorruptibles out there running for Congress. Let's find out who they are, starting with our friend Ron Paul. Who does Ron Paul like? Because whoever he likes...
Well, the minute you have an uncorruptible, that's when the COINTELPRO comes out and says that's the government agent. It's Ron Paul. If we just get rid of him, the whole world will be saved. And Alex Jones, he's the bad one. Ron Paul's bad, and Alex Jones is, but David Rockefeller, he's not bad. That's basically what we hear constantly. Anybody who stands up to corruption, that's them. They're the government. Get him. Get him.
Alex, we got to get your DVDs out to the military and the police, because if their eyes open, if they wake up, if they get unplugged from the Matrix, they're going to join us.
That's the quickest, best solution right there, and I heartily agree with you. And when Mark Dice had the idea to mail my films, Terror Storm and others, to the troops, which people did, Michael Reagan called for his murder and said, I will pay for his assassination. Contracted for murder. And the FBI said, you're allowed to contract for murder against 9/11 truthers.
Craziness. Alex, one other thing I want to cover quick, and I know you've got other callers waiting. I'll make it quick. It's amazing what's going on with chemtrails, because, first off, I think for the 4th of July they did us a favor, and for 1 week they stopped chemtrailing Boston, so the fireworks were great. Number two,
that was nice of them.
That was nice of them, I know.
Don't say the government didn't do something for you.
Government's got a couple websites that are up now. They'll probably go away soon. I am shocked at how much data they're releasing on these programs that we all thought were top secret. asp.bnl.gov. Grab every file you can. asp.bnl.gov and climate.
Hold on. asp.bnl.com.
It's .gov. It's all up there right now.
Atmospheric Science Program, Science Team Meeting. climate change science program synthesis and assessment report for aerosols released. It's almost like space aliens control the planet. I'm saying this hypothetically, and they come on the news and go, the Earth is dying. We must make the atmosphere methane. And then you see like their gills. We breathe methane. So do you. We are from planet Google Gob. I mean, you know, they're like, we must change the atmosphere or the Earth will die. And they're teaching kids, the atmosphere is off-gassing into space. You'll soon boil alive unless we spray barium salt and aluminum dioxide on you.